Hello and welcome to the Mortal Kombat Minute, the podcast where we analyze, criticize, and memorialize the 1995 film Mortal Kombat one spitting minute at a time. I'm Phil Casper from philcasper.net.
I'm Spanish from GameFixShow.com.
And we are on minute number 36. This minute starts with Liu Kang looking around in a blue cave for Princess Kitana. And it ends with Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, and Liu Kang walking through a hallway full of cobwebs.
Which is a funny scene in itself. Well, and we'll get to that. But we leave you with the last minute of Johnny Cage yelling for Liu Kang as Liu Kang runs after Princess Kitana because he believes that Princess Kitana is trying to help them with no really any type of reference. The fact that he thinks that, I don't know. I mean, obviously she is, but like no one has really told him that. But he maybe he just has a good feeling.
Let's call it hero's intuition, and also I guess he maybe with some of his monk training in the background, he's just more of an optimist.
Or maybe Johnny Cage is right and he is hard up on a date. I don't know. Could also be that. Either way,
Liu Kang may be going through a dry spell. I don't know.
That's fair. He's had a rough go. You know, his brother was just killed, so give him a break. So he ends up in this room, and this room. Let's describe what this room looks like. I mean, it is like a dome, right? It's like a dome shape, but it's all stone.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird cave formation almost.
Yeah.
And it's all very blue. I don't know why it's blue. Do you know why it's blue? Like, other than just the light source, is it supposed to like signify that we are in a deep, dark area?
Yeah, I think it's just. To be honest, I don't know. I think it's just to signify that they're in another room. Just this room happens to be blue. That's fine. Okay. And as he's looking around, he does sense something. If when you watch this scene, you do kind of see something that he sees, and it almost if you've seen the movie The Predator, it has that feel to it that it's this. There's something there that's invisible, but yet you can kind of see the outline of it.
Like something doesn't look quite right.
Right
there. And you hear a little bit of rustling. That's what initially brought like Liu Kang his attention to like this specific part of like the cave room. And yeah, definitely I got total Predator vibes when watching this scene. Because Predator 1 and 2 had already came out by the time that Mortal Kombat came out as well.
Right. So it has the same kind of movie magic feel to it, you know. But obviously Liu Kang kind of gets closer to this thing because he's trying to figure out what the heck that is. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it quickly appears, but it also spits in his face, which, and we knew in a prior scene that this being is called Reptile, because that is a combatant in Mortal Kombat, and what he just did to Liu Kang was his acid spit. Is the name of the move.
Yep, I noted that down too. I was like, oh wait, hold on, this is his acid spit. Okay,
yeah, totally. What it does is it just temporarily blinds a person.
Right. It doesn't really. I mean, in the game it does a little bit of damage, but you know, it's
kind of like
fatal.
the Dilophosaurus. Did I get that right? Dilophosaurus.
Oh yeah, from Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, whenever I first saw this scene, it scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh, right?
Oh my gosh.
God. Like, you almost didn't even see it. But yeah, it was a jump scare for sure.
And it still like kind of jump scares me every time that I watch this scene, because every single time I'm trying to find like Reptile's head to see like, okay, this is how close Liu Kang was to Reptile face to face, and then it always like I always guess wrong, and then it always scares me again. I'm like, oh, his face is there.
Oh, there he is. But then you get a close up of Reptile, and he kind of like growls like, like that, and then he just jumps away to like, I don't know what you want to call this room that he's in, but like beam to get away from it. That I'll go with that. Sure.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like it's just it's all like weird, almost a viney rock formation in a way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the room is like just almost like a giant dome that's connected with these almost veins of stone.
Something,
if
yeah,
look
or
at it.
roots. I think I feel like they're kind of roots in there too.
Right. And then yeah, like Reptile just jumps from one route to another and then escapes through like a hole near the top, I guess, like to go back in pursuit of Kitana. So you mentioned that he did his acid spit earlier. This is Reptile's other move, which we didn't mention earlier, but it's invisibility, which I mean is explanatory.
That's true.
But,
yeah, you're right. That is another movie.
So we do see two special moves in this scene being used by Reptile.
Right. Well, and then as he's trying to get it out of his eyes, Johnny Cage and Sonya do find him kind of struggling to like get it out of his eyes. And then Johnny Cage then says, "Lou, what happened?" And then Johnny Cage then says, as he's still rubbing his eyes, he goes, there's something here. I think it's following Princess Kitana," which he nailed it because because in the prior scene we had Shang Tsung saying follow Princess Kitana, so yeah, he does. I'll tell you, Liu Kang has great intuition. I don't know if he just read ahead in the script, but he has great intuition. So and he's definitely is right about that. But after he says, I think it's following Princess Kitana, then Johnny Cage asks, where is she?
And then Lou replies, of course, I don't know, because he never really caught up to her.
No. And then as they kind of move on from this room, then we get to another hallway. Would you like to describe this hallway?
So this hallway is with kind of an orangish, yellowish light, more yellow than orange, I guess.
I think it's just a regular,
a warm, bright light.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. Yeah,
and it's web and after like web and web, row after row of cobwebs underneath each or like just veiling each archway. Yeah. And Johnny Cage is just kind of leading the way through, like busting through these cobwebs as they're having their discussion.
Right. One thing I want to point out about this hallway is if you would put blue light behind it, it would be the same exact hallway in the prior scene.
I made a note of that as well. It's like I guess they recycled this set for the blue hallway.
They totally did, and which is fine because all they did is they just put like the fake spider web, like the stuff that you get for like Halloween, like that, and they just put it over each archway, so it made it look creepy, right? And
although I would think that I would say that they did this scene first, like they shot it out of order. They did this scene first with the cobwebs, so Johnny Cage could bust through them. Maybe they clean it up a little bit. Then they just put in the blue light, and then Larry, the fog machine guy, came in and like added fog to the bottom.
Totally. But I love Liu Kang then asking him, "Do you know where you're going?" And then of course, what better line for Johnny Cage? I'll let you do it.
I know exactly where we're going. Kitana went this way.
Is that right? But it's just really funny because they have to rip through spider webs. There's no way she went.
Did Kitana just materialize through all these cobwebs, or like are these just really big, fast spiders that just reconstruct the cobwebs all of a sudden?
I love the persona and the attitude, if you will, that they give Johnny Cage in this movie, because it really is Johnny Cage. It is one of the best. It's one of the best Johnny Cage's like feel to it, because like, of course, when you play the video game, you really expect this, right? You know what I mean? So when you get to a movie, you don't know what to expect, but I really believe that out of the three heroes or combatants, as you say, I really think that they nailed Johnny Cage better than any of them. As far as Liu Kang goes, he looks better than any of the other three, or the other two rather.
I agree, but character-wise, Johnny Cage is spot on. Like,
perfect.
Just in the face of like being completely wrong, he's like, "No, I know I'm right. She totally went this way."
Totally arrogant, and exactly that's Johnny Cage to a T. So
now I'm also kind of imagining like, okay, maybe this hallway is connected off camera, off the sides, because these are multiple archways. So I'm imagining like Kitana like frantically scurrying left, like weaving left and right down this hallway, like just avoiding all the cobwebs entirely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just where my mind goes.
Or maybe she put them back when she
just pin them down and then put them carefully back up. I don't know.
Well, pretty much that's the end of the scene. So that of this first of this minute.
Right. And well, I guess one final factoid is that he breaks through 5 cobwebs as he's saying this line. And I can't help but like think also I'm looking at a screenshot of it with the lighting here, and in contrast to the blue lighting in the previous minute, it seems like this is almost, for some reason, a Sub-Zero and Scorpion kind of comparison, almost in a way. You're going between
you get the white light. Okay.
Yeah. Like the blue light with the fog, and then the white light with the cobwebs and stuff, which we'll talk about in a much later minute, involving Johnny Cage.
I never thought of that. That is a very okay.
So that's just something that I just thought of. I'm like, interesting.
Very interesting.
Which actually, you know what? Now thinking of it, like Liu Kang goes down the blue hallway first. Johnny Cage is storming through the white yellow hallway first.
So foreshadowing.
Really which now, in order for you to find out what we're talking about, if you haven't watched the movie for some reason, then you'll find out whenever we talk about it in future minutes.
Use the element which brings life. Okay, but I'm way ahead of it. So we got a couple of minutes. Do you have a character description that you have waiting in the wings?
I think the only one that I actually have left is Goro.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then we'll have to wait for that. Okay. All right. I guess you did all 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
well then I'm putting my foot in my mouth. That's okay.
We'll save that for when we see Goro again, which may not be for a little while, but
that's true.
Okay. We'll leave you hanging. That's okay.
That's okay. But yeah, that's all I got for this minute.
I as well. Well, once again, we've come to the end. Thanks so much for joining us. And I'm Phil.
I'm Spanish.
And we'll see you next time on the Mortal Kombat Minute.